What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. We are riding the Red Dragon right now, but I've got a bunch of different things drawn on the chart. I want to explain what they are. What they are. They're all percentage movements, right, from tops to bottoms. I haven't measured every top to bottom, right? I've just measured specific ones. Specifically, anytime we've been overbought and came out of the overbought zone. Anytime that we've been overbought, we came out of it. And not where the overall low was, but where the immediate low was before we saw some kind of like significant pivot, right? So here you can see on this one, we were overbought, and I took a low right there. That was 63%. This one's 82%, 50%, 73, blah, 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 blah. And right now, from overbought to where our price is at the low at the moment, it's a 50% drop. We've seen one other instance where this has happened, and that was back over here. And I think it's kind of interesting because you know, this was our low of the bear market. We came up, and where we had our first significant pivot after, I guess this was a significant pivot too. I wonder, actually, let's see, how much of a drop was that? 54%. Kind of close, right? Kind of close. Maybe we're in like this phase and we're about to have our expansion up. I don't know. But still, this one is exactly 50%, just as this one is here. And then we moved sideways and down for quite a long time, you guys. It's actually kind of sad to see that. I don't think that this is what's going to happen, but I just wanted to point this out. This also took less time to form. The RSI itself didn't go as deep, or it wasn't in the overbought zone as long as this. You know, we're in kind of unique conditions right now. But overall, I want to go over this. Okay, so we had one iteration that was 63%, one that was 82%. Okay, there's two. One that was 50, one that was 73, three that were 40%. Right here, 1, 2, 3. One that was 71, and our most recent one so far is 50. We're not going to include this one just yet, but all in all, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 iterations. Okay, and long story short, 4 of them were either 50%, let's say 51% or lower, right? 4 of them were 51% or lower, and the other 4 were greater than that. The smallest one we had besides this 50% one was 63%, right? Or I guess, I mean, the 43%, but those are under the 50%. So over 51%, the smallest move we had was 63%. A 63% drop from here would bring us down to prices that are at, man, let's see. Come on now. I can't get it, man. Would bring us right around like 122, okay? First off, I don't think that we're going to go that low, personally. So I don't think that we're going to see a drop that is this deep. We could, right? Because if you take the top to the bottom here, if you do that, the 50% range right in there, and you guys know how I love to do this. I take a price range, and you can find, not always, but it's common enough. I know I've shown plenty of examples on this channel throughout my TAs that you find support right on this 50 line of an overall price range. You know what else is really common? Is finding support, oops, not there, not that one. It's also very common to find support on a previous area of resistance, right? And this is on a closing basis on the weekly. This is a previous area of resistance, and that would still be a 58% drop. And we haven't seen a 58% drop, but, you know, each drop, we haven't seen a 73% drop. That's the only one. We haven't seen a 63, an 82, you know. But we have seen a few 40s, and we're already past that right now. I do think that we are going to go lower than this. Where could we go? You know, the minimum so far that would be expected would be a 63% drop, and that would, again, take us right into the middle of this range. That is possible, though I don't think that we're going to see that. And the reason for that, if you've been following the channel, you know that the sweet spot from this low to this high here is actually, and that's right at the 786. We could go down there, but the sweet spot is between here, this white line at 135, and the 618 retracement, which is at 148. I actually have a buy order set, a very big buy order set at 145, a sizable portion of the portfolio. It's about like, I want to say it's like a quarter of my overall portfolio. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not even 20%, but more than 15%. Still sizable. That's still a very sizable amount. Anyways, I guess a little bit more. Probably over 20 actually. I forgot. I've got multiple orders on different exchanges. Anyways, what I'm trying to say, guys, enough about me. Let's talk about Bitcoin Cash. What I'm trying to say is it's very likely that we do go lower. It's not very likely, but it's like a 50-50 chance that we do go lower than this. And right now, my implication, my inclination would be that we do. I do think that we go lower than this. We've actually come up to start this week bullishly. We had a nice wick, a little fake out, a little something to get people excited. That should sound familiar, right? We've only seen that like every single time as we've been moving down. Move sideways, have this move up, and then you move sideways more, and then down. Will we move sideways more? Maybe toward the end of this week, and then the beginning of next week move down? Maybe. Will we move down immediately? Maybe. You know, will we not move down at all? Could we still go higher? Maybe. It's possible. Any and all of them are possible. It's still, from here, wouldn't be too out of the question to go back to a previous area of support and test it as resistance, and then go lower from there. And that would take us all the way back up to 220. We could do something like that. That's totally possible. Do not get excited, because what does that look like there? To me, what that looks like is just another lower high in this overall range. You know, maybe if I bring it down to there, you can see it literally bounces right off of this line here. So it's nothing to be excited about. If you got excited about this pump, this pump, this pump, this pump here, that one there, you were found wanting. You were definitely found like with your pants around your ankles, and it just wasn't a good time, you know, to be you if you were buying on these, you know, and that happens to all of us, guys. You want me to give you an example? I'm not trying to harp on anybody. Here, let's go to CLSK real quick. Clean Spark. I bought right here. Okay. Pants around the ankles, man. I got caught. Okay, it happens to the best and to the worst of us. It just happens, you know. It's something that you've got to have like emotional strength. I don't know what you got to be okay with it. You know, it's part of the game. You can't freak out, because if you start freaking out and you panic sell now, like the best time to sell here would have been up here, right? If you held all the way through, you don't sell here. This is where you start buying, right? This is where you start buying. So the reason why you don't sell here is because we could go up from here. That is a possibility, though I don't think that it is. I'm getting off track here, guys. But what I'm trying to say is, if we go up to 220, 230, don't get too excited. It could very well just be another fake out to the upside. I do overall think that we're going to go lower. Man, I ate a lot of food today. Got the taco competition tomorrow. I'm going to do another live stream. We're going to catch me winning this time on the live stream. But looking at this thing, you guys, on the daily, we are oversold. Anytime that we've seen an oversold pivot like this, we generally do bleed a little bit lower. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to take this low out, but we will take this closing low out. If we continue to move sideways and we can build some bullish divergence on this thing, I might change my opinion that we move down. And we could form bullish divergence, go up to the area I was saying, and then still come down. So it's not completely convincing that we're done with the move, even if we do get bullish divergence. But it's a starting point, you know what I mean? But what I really want to talk about is something that I haven't talked about ever on this channel. If you've made it this far, good for you, because we're going to talk about something that's actually really exciting, really possible. I've got this Elliott wave pulled up here. It's an impulse wave. It's an impulse wave. It's a very classic move. It's like something that you would see toward, or like in the beginning of a bull market, right? Or like it's like the after you move sideways for a little while, you get your impulse out of there. Or after moving up, whenever you change directions, you get your impulse down. You don't necessarily have to start a move with an impulse wave, but it's a very common wave, and it might look kind of confusing, but I'm going to break it down for you guys, okay, in a very simple way. We're going to use the weekly to do that. So impulse waves, and it even had, if you use TradingView, you can click on this. It's below the fib stuff down here. If you click that one, Elliott waves, impulse wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is because it's got 5 legs in it. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, something like that. And just because it's got 5 legs doesn't mean that this, you know, once we see our 5th leg, that doesn't mean that that's the top. We could consolidate, have a 1, 2, 3, an ABC corrective pattern, and then continue to go up from there. And I would expect something like that does happen. But overall, the reason why I'm excited about this is because I do think we're in an impulse wave. Something that like is really defining of an impulse wave is you have a big move up like this, or a big move down. You know, this was the start of another impulse wave. I think we could even get a count here. Let's see, one here. Maybe it ended over here. You know, whatever. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wouldn't you know it, man? Wouldn't you know it? And then this was a what do they call this? It's like a triangle. It's a side. It's not an impulse wave. What is it, man? It is a. Let's go. Let's see if they've got them here. Hold on. Hold up now. A flat. It's a running flat. That's what it is. Running flat, right? Yeah, something like that. And it doesn't look as pronounced like this, but man, if you zoom it in, you know, look at that. It's a running flat. It definitely is. Or if it's not a running flat, forgive me, because I'm not as experienced in Elliott wave theory as I am with other things. But you know, I know a little bit about fibs. But A, B, C, maybe not, or maybe this fifth wave ended here and then you're running flat. I don't know. I feel like the running flat would have started here. It's some kind of something. Maybe it is an expanded flat. Maybe it's an expanded flat. I don't know. Let's go back and see if there's anything else that might fit with that. I'm just like discovering things right now here. A triangle. Maybe it's a triangle. I don't know. Yeah, it could be a triangle. An A, B, C, D, E. Yeah. Maybe something like that. Bear market, it's an ascending. Oh, well, that's obvious. Yeah, like an ascending triangle. I don't know. Maybe it's not an ascending triangle, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. That's kind of weird that it only has 4. Hard to say, man. Hard to say. Again, I'm speaking out of my realm of expertise, but I can say for sure that we have a Elliott wave, an impulse wave here to start off the bear market. You know, you got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that fits, man. That definitely fits. The third leg is bigger than the first leg, which is very common. The fifth leg and the third leg are pretty symmetrical. That's also very common. And then your 2 and your 4 are the smallest waves. That is essential too. That's a necessary component. What I'm trying to get at, the exciting part, besides all the stuff that I may or may not know, the thing that I do know is that the third leg is normally, not always, but normally the biggest leg. And if it's not the biggest leg, it's at least bigger than the first leg. It's certainly bigger than the second leg and the fourth leg, but it's bigger than the first leg generally. I think it actually has to be. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it has to be. So that should be exciting for anybody who's a green dragon rider out there, because from the bottom to the top here, we have our first leg, right? And again, the first leg is defined by a very like kind of strong move, a strong impulsive move down. That's why it's called an impulse wave, right? You know, it's a very impulsive move, a very strong move all the way down, opposed to like flats. Anyways, if this is our wave 2, and I do think we go lower. Let's say we go as low as these highs over here, right? Let's go like right down to there. That would be our wave 2. Our wave 3, and it might not. Wave 2. I'm gonna redo this. Wave 2 actually might not look quite like that. I think that was too much time. Wave 2 is probably gonna look more like this, right? In the coming weeks, we're probably gonna see this. Wave 2 there. Wave 3 is going to be likely bigger than wave 1. So I drew it just a little bit bigger to be conservative, but just a little bit bigger than wave 1 takes us to a price of $504, okay? Wave 4 would be another corrective wave. Wave 4 is often the smallest wave, actually. So it would be a smaller corrective wave than what we're currently experiencing now. And then wave 5 can be the biggest wave. It's not uncommon. It's just more common that wave 3 is the biggest, at least in my experience from what I know. But wave 5 can be the biggest wave, and oftentimes it can be symmetrical to wave 3 as well. But likely it would be bigger. It would be bigger than wave 1. It doesn't have to be, but likely it would be. And that would put us at something like this. This kind of formation would put us at a price that's above $1,000 by the beginning of next year. We could even see that by the end of this year. I don't know if we do. You know, this, as far as like time goes, like who knows when this thing's actually going to go, and it might not even go all the way up to 1,000. Maybe we go up to 800. Sorry guys, I keep swallowing because I ate a lot of food, man. I am really I'm really having a hard time breathing here, but I do think that we are in some kind of impulsive wave right now to the upside, and the whole exciting thing that has me excited is that this was our first wave, guys. This was our first wave right here, 263%, and the third wave is supposed to be bigger than that, right? And bigger doesn't necessarily mean, that's the thing with these things, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to gain more. It can be bigger like this, right? But that would be kind of weird. That to me, that'd be kind of weird. But I mean, if it's 263%, I would expect a stronger move whenever we decide to find a bottom here. And if we find a bottom at this low here, then that would be a minimum right there at $504. If not likely more than that, right? So we could see anything that's like above 500, maybe even above 600, and maybe it doesn't have to stop there. It can be higher than that. But I would expect that soon, very soon, we are going to find our end of this second wave. Then we're going to pronounce our third wave. And then from there we will have our fourth wave and then our fifth wave. And that could all happen by the end of the year. We might not even see the end of the fourth wave by the end of the year. We might, who knows. Again, just because this one took place in 2 weeks does not mean that the third wave has to take place in 2 weeks. It can take place in 1 week. It can take place in 6 weeks. It doesn't have to be the same amount of time. Just overall, I think that it will be a bigger move to the upside than this one is. And yeah, man, that's kind of what I'm a little bit excited about. It was a new kind of train of thought that I was just going over today, I guess, you know, and yeah, looking at it, man, to me it makes sense. Like, it's good, I think, to look at like different perspectives of technical analysis. If you know about Elliott wave theory or you don't, you should probably check it out. If you use Fibonacci, stuff like that, Elliott wave is right up your alley. I would learn Fibonacci first, right? If technical analysis is like literacy, right? It's like learning how to read and write. The Fibonacci is your alphabet. You need to know your ABCs before you can know, and I guess really Japanese candlesticks, the candlesticks themselves are your alphabet, but if the fibs are your alphabet, you need to learn how to use fibs before you can do Elliott wave theory. And then once you go from there, you'll actually learn, because again, there's Fibonacci relationships between wave B, wave A of whatever this is. This is a running flat right here, you know, so A, B, C. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, arguably, right, yeah, because A, B, C. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what you would call this, but it's some kind of something over here. But anyways, guys, that's something that I'm personally excited about. I do think that we're in an impulsive wave right now, which means that we have at least 2 more legs to the upside to go that will take us. The first one will take us higher than this. The next one will take us higher than that high even. And then from there, that doesn't mean that it's the end of the bull market. It just means we might overall go through some kind of greater consolidation, which would make sense to me, because by the time that this would end, we'd probably be toward the end of this year or the beginning of next year. And what happens around that time is the Bitcoin halving, and then the market tends to go up into the halving or before that. And then once the halving happens, the market goes on pause. It kind of takes a break for a few months or so, and then we resume the bull market. So during that break, we could see our kind of consolidation and then maybe continue with a different move up. I don't know. But anyways, enough theory. The main thing that I want to go over today besides that is that the daily is still oversold. We very well could keep going higher or moving sideways. You know, we could move sideways slightly higher in this, kind of maintain this overall downtrend that we're in, right? And then from there, reject, get a higher low overall while having a lower low overall, and maybe be done with this finally. Maybe we can finally saddle up on the Green Dragon and go for a ride, man. But I do think we're getting close to this. That doesn't mean that it has to happen today. That doesn't mean that it can't happen today. It can happen, you know, before the end of this month. It could happen maybe sometime in September. Who knows? But I wouldn't think that by October we would still be moving down. I would actually think probably close to like the end of this month, if not the first half of September, if not sooner, we would be done with this move down. And just because we're done with this move, whenever it happens, doesn't mean that we're just going to go straight off to the races. It could, but we could also, you know, we could find our low, move sideways for a little bit, move up, move sideways, and then really get going, you know. So who knows what it's going to look like. We'll all know whenever we get there. Right now, I do think we go lower. Again, where I think we're going is probably around the previous high area right here, where you've got multiple touch points. If we were to draw a horizontal line, that is like right here, a little bit lower actually. A little bit, yeah, like right there at like 136, which is the bottom of that sweet zone that I've been identifying since we were right back up here at the top, which is at, again, 148 to 135. That white line right there is right in line with the 0.69, so that just, to me, it makes sense. Could we go lower? Sure. Do we have to go that low? No. But I do think that we will go somewhere at least in between this area. That's my expectation. So if you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more. Watch for that taco eating compo. Oh my goodness, man! If you're still here, guys, I didn't even realize this. We rejected the 382. We went up. We rejected the 382. Man, when you see this, guys, oh my goodness. It's half of why I love these videos, man, because I discover stuff as I'm talking about them, right? And I've looked at this. I've been looking at the charts all day, you know, but I didn't I didn't see this. And that, man, the thing is you came down, you rejected the 236, came down, broke through the 382, rejected the 382. Your likelihood, guys, I was already fairly positive that we're going to go lower than this low, but now I'm like I would bet a lot of money if I could. Like I'm not shorting this thing right now, but if I had an account that allowed me to short, which they won't let me short because I'm in America, I need to open up an account with a VPN so I can start shorting, man, because it's a real crime that I haven't been profiting off my own trades. I literally called this move up, I called this move up, I called this, or no, I didn't call this move up, I'm sorry. I called, let's not be one of those guys. I called this one up, I called this one down, I called this one up, I called this one down, obviously, and, you know, moving sideways even. I would have gone long, and I don't know if I would have closed it there, but after seeing this rejection, I probably would have closed it maybe for a loss, maybe for a profit, maybe for a break even, whatever, but definitely would go short now at least to the 618 because again, man, this overall rejection that you can see very clear on the 382 there, that implies with a high degree of certainty that we are going to go to this area. I mean it, man. That's not a good look for anyone that wants to see this thing go higher. If you want it to be a good look, we would need to get above the 382 like today. We need to get above there today, and I just don't know if that happens. Let's look. Man, I almost ended the video, but I'm a little bit curious now. The 1 hour looks like dog shit, man. Yeah, I really do think that we are not going to go above that high there. I do think that we go lower. Yeah. It's going to happen, guys. We're going to the promised land of like anywhere that's below 145 or what is it? Below 148. Let's say below 150 to be safe. We're going to the promised land. We could see a 60% or greater drop. I don't know if we do, but I do think that we're going to see something more than what we have already, which is currently a 50% drop. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. No more surprises. If you guys like the video, please leave a thumbs up. I really do enjoy the thumbs. Some people leave 2 thumbs, you know, figure it out. And if you'd like to subscribe and see more, feel free to do that as well. It's awesome seeing the numbers grow. You guys are awesome. Anyways, take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye.